Helvetica by Richard Carcamo. Typefaces. You might not know this, but everywhere you go, every text you see is a typeface. Typefaces are a daily life thing, and most people don't even realize how much of it is in their daily lives. Those who make typefaces are typeface designers. They have an enormous responsibility. Some would say their life is a fight. They are the ones responsible with what we read every single day. Some think type should not be expressive, and some think that it should. This is why we have so many different types of typefaces. An example would be a sign you see on the freeway or a sign you see in Times Square. Typefaces pre-modernism. After the World War II, many thought design would be a part of the rebuild, and the 1950s is the start of a new graphic design. There was a certain idealism shared by designers. Some said that creating order is typography, and the greatest problem in the 60s was to bring 2 or 3 layers into work. You would have needed to it by photograph, or you would do all types of crazy techniques. Designers back then wished that the computer was available in the 60s. Back then, working on a poster took days, but now you could make it in hours. Van Doesburg was one of the artists of the style movement. Typing by hand is obsolete. One way it was done before was cutting letters in steel. The old text is now seen as obsolete, the one used before the 50s. An example is here a poster by the 1950s where you would see different types of typefaces all around. Helvetica. Modernism. Helvetica is a modern or a modernism typeface. When it was created, a good line said by a creator was, "Clarity should be clear, readable, and most importantly, straightforward." Helvetica is seen as a more neutral typeface. In Helvetica, each letter kind of matches with each other, like a P and a D. And there is a interrelationship of the negative shape and the figure round relationship in the shapes between. Newer Has Cortesque was the original name of Helvetica. Haas, which is Helvetica, was controlled by the German type foundry Stempel. Stempel was controlled by Linotype. And Helvetica is here, as you see it. It is clear. Helvetica in the United States. Helvetica's original name was changed because it didn't sound good for a typeface intended to be sold in the United States. Helvetica was seen as a new refreshment after the messy typefaces used before. Helvetica is so common in the United States that even the tax forms from the IRS use Helvetica. EPA also uses Helvetica. No, also standing for cleanness. Nobody knows exactly what Helvetica is because it is so common. In the 1950s, this would be your average Coke poster, all different typefaces. Then into 1960s, this would be your Coke poster in the Helvetica font. Helvetica, postmodernism. Design is kind of the start of history, and type can be like a drawing. It doesn't have to be plain and simple. Modernism for some was seen as something boring, and some would say that type should be a emotional response type. Now, in a more modern setting, graphic design is more accepted by people, and social networking programs have helped with that. As for the future of typeface, it will most likely develop more in the future. And this question mark symbolizes what is yet to come. We don't know.